What's going on, everybody? My name is Ben and welcome back to the bench, guys, for a brand new season of Ben Builds with Joe. That's right, I am back with my good buddy Joe over at Mad Genius Productions, and he and I have decided to go ahead and start a brand new series. This is series number 8. Up until now, we've mostly built World War II aircraft, but for this season, we decided to go ahead and change it up just a little bit. We're still doing aircraft, but this time we're going to try something from the Cold War, specifically a jet. Now, I know Joe doesn't build a lot of jets there on the channel, but I think he's going to really enjoy this one, and I'm super excited. Let's go ahead and dive on in. This is the 1/48 scale Tamiya Douglas F4D-1 Skyray. This is one of those really cool looking Cold War aircraft that just is so unique in its design and its function, and I myself am very excited to go ahead and build it. I know Joe's looking forward to it too. So let's go ahead and dive into the box and check out what we have. Now, I won't say too much about the kit itself because this has been around for many years. It is a great model though. You can already tell just by looking at the plastic. Finely recessed panel lines, beautiful amounts of detail, raised detail here and there where it's applicable. Just an amazing looking little model. We've got a couple of hard points here. Not a lot of weaponry really on the Skyrays, but we have provisions for those. The rest of the parts are beautifully molded by Tamiya. So honestly, this is going to be a really fun model to make. The cockpit is pretty good. As we can see here, the instrument panel is nicely detailed. May take a little bit of extra detailing here and there, but it looks pretty good. Now, in terms of weapons, the Skyray didn't carry a whole lot of weapons. We've got some drop tanks here, and one of them has a mid-air refueling probe attached into the front of it. Now, I'm not really sure about my particular Skyray that I'll be building if that actually carried one of those. I think it was an option, seeing as the Skyray did not come with a mid-air refueling capability. I don't think all Skyrays actually had that equipped. We also have a complement of Sidewinder missiles right here, pretty well detailed. We also have some rocket pods that were typically carried on the outboard wing pylons. We have our center navigation pod as well, so that needs to be painted up and detailed slightly, but overall, pretty detailed and accurate set of Skyray weaponry. Onto the clear pieces, guys. Real simple stuff here. Very nice squared off lines. We just have the front section and then the middle section. Not a lot of clear parts on this model kit, so that should be easy to get that all wrapped up, ready to go. Now onto the instruction manual and the decals. We're given a very large sheet of decals for this particular model, and I think we have a choice of 3 different schemes that we can go ahead and do. We have all the decals for all the different versions. We have, of course, the black walkways, we have the kind of grayish walkways, we've got all of the tail markings, we've got the stars and bars, of course, as well as any of the details on the drop tanks. So it looks pretty good, and I'm hoping they go down well. I might try to paint as much as I can, but we'll see when we get there. The instruction manual is very much a Tamiya instruction manual, wonderful detail, everything laid out in nice and easy to follow steps. We start off in the cockpit, work our way through to the fuselage, to the nose. We do have a choice of folding wings or deployed wings. I'm not sure which one I'm going to go ahead and do, but it's nice to know that we have blink off plates and details if we decide to fold the wings. Sometimes that's not the case, but this time we have everything we need to get this looking pretty cool. Now, in terms of our markings, guys, we actually have 3 different schemes we can paint. We have one Navy aircraft we see right here, very cool looking with that blue on the spine and the tail, but we also have 2 Marine Corps versions as well. I'm actually looking at doing this version right here from VMF 115. This is probably the one I'm going to be painting. That should be pretty fun. Now, anyone who's been following the channel for a while knows that I absolutely love references. Almost any kit I buy and I try to build, I usually try to find some form of either book or online article or just any sort of image I can find of that particular version. And this is no different. I went online and I found this book right here. This is the Navy Fighter Series, Douglas F4D Skyray. This is a great book, guys. I've been looking through it, kind of doing a little bit of preliminary research, and it is fantastic. It's a beautiful book, covers all the early developmental history of the Skyray, goes over the teething problems with the old Westinghouse engine up to the retrofit for the Pratt & Whitney and then the further development. It's got a lot of interesting pictures, tons of information. So I would say if you're interested in a Skyray, go out and check out this book if you can find it. But make sure to go ahead and get the one that's the original. Don't get the republished because that one is terrible quality, or at least that's what I hear. As you can see, this is an older copy. It is marked and it actually has been labeled. I think someone was doing some cataloging with this book, and we've got some scuffs and scratches and whatnot. But overall, the information on the inside, perfectly legible and super clean, very glossy, very high quality book. So this is one of those that I will be using probably far into this build and then even after, just to read and learn more about the Skyray. Cool thing is this has a color section right in the middle, and this is really important because if we flip over here to one of the last color pages, we can see this picture right here. here. Now this is going to be key to this build because if we look back at the instructions, we can notice that this aircraft right here is the same aircraft here in color. So I can use this color picture as a pretty decent reference for how this Skyray would look, particularly sitting on the tarmac right there in operation. So that is awesome. This shows us the color modulation, the slight fading that we have here and there. We have a really nice view of how this is sitting here ready for combat on the tarmac. So I'm very happy. This is going to be indispensable when building this particular model. But that's why I like references, guys, right? Because we have an ability to look at all the different Skyrays, and we could use any of these pictures as good amount of reference for weathering, for just operational uses. Anything from Steve Ginter or Nick Williams, check it out, pick it up. This one should suffice just fine. But that is it, guys. That is the subject for season number 8 for Ben Builds with Joe. But I got to give you full disclosure here, guys. This is not the only Skyray I've ever built. In fact, in 2009, I had returned to model building after about a 20-year hiatus, and the first model I picked up and built was this exact kit, the 1/48 scale Skyray by Tamiya. And this is as it stands right now. Honestly, it's just kind of plain. There's no post shade, no pre-shade. There's hardly any even clear coat on top of it. So the decals have kind of roughened up over the years, they've yellowed, they've cracked, but it gives me something to work off of. Plus, also having an already built model allows you to go back and take a look at some things. For example, I cracked the front windscreen on this one, so hopefully that won't happen with the new one. I don't have the seat glued in. I think I was hoping to put some seatbelts on it at one point, so I never glued it down, but it does give us an idea about how much in the cockpit you can see and how much detail I can actually put in there for potential upgrading. So this does give me something to work off of, and I'll have hopefully a better Skyray to look at and compare. Kind of a fun experiment. Now in terms of coloring, guys, I'm going to follow the exact same color system I did for my F9F8P Photo Cougar. We're going to use a light gold gray for the top coat. And for the undersurface, we're going to use an insignia white, both by Mission models. Those worked out really, really well for the Photo Cougar, so hopefully they'll work great here. I also need to go ahead and pick up some more black because I'm running really low, but flat black for the cockpit and different areas in there, as well as maybe some NATO black, maybe some different colored grays, I don't know. I'm probably going to end up painting on the red around the intake because I think that looks better than the decal. But other than that, I think we are really close and jumping in and getting this thing going. So tune in next episode where I'm hoping to get on that cockpit and start working it out. Until then, guys, go over, check out Joe's channel. If you haven't subscribed to him, go ahead and subscribe to him. He's a great guy, super friendly, and really honestly a great builder. And of course, you know the drill. Go out there and get yourself some bench time, have some fun, build something cool, and we'll see you back here on episode number 2 for Ben Builds with Joe and our 1/48 scale Skyray. Thanks so much, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you soon.